I used to think transformation was a moment, a lightning bolt, a breakthrough, a singular event that redefined everything. But now I understand, becoming is quieter than that. It doesn't start with fireworks. It starts with a decision. Ever since I began exploring the reflections of my parallel lives, I've felt them lingering, each version of me whispering from just beyond the veil. The artist, the adventurer, the healer, the visionary. None of them were ghosts. They were possibilities, alive, present, waiting. But possibilities only mean something when we choose. This morning, I stood in front of the mirror not to wonder, but to decide. I didn't ask, who could I have been? I asked, who am I choosing to become? There was no ceremony, no blinding insight. Just a quiet promise to myself that today I would take one step closer to the version of me that inspires me most. And that is where becoming begins. The first step I chose was simple, so small it could have been ignored. I pulled out a sketch pad, not because I wanted to become an artist overnight, but because the artist within me was tired of being silenced. And as I drew, not for skill, not for praise, just for presence, I felt something shift. It was as if my hands remembered a truth my mind had forgotten. The joy wasn't in being perfect. It was in being present. That afternoon, I made another choice. I said yes to something I normally declined, a phone call with someone I admired, but always felt not ready to speak to. That version of me, the one who connects, who shares ideas boldly, I brought them forward. And in that conversation, I didn't perform. I didn't pretend. I simply showed up as the self I had long avoided becoming. It was liberating. These weren't massive leaps. They weren't life-altering on the surface, but they were everything. Because for the first time, I wasn't reacting to life. I was responding to vision. The more I aligned my daily choices with the qualities of the self I had once only imagined, the more real it all became. I didn't need a new timeline. I just needed a new intention. And that's when it hit me. Becoming the chosen self isn't about abandoning who you've been. It's about weaving who you are with who you're called to be. We all carry fragments of our potential selves inside us. But the chosen self, the one that lights your soul on fire, needs more than attention. It needs allegiance. So now, I move differently. I listen to my inner world like it's a sacred frequency. I notice when I revert to autopilot and gently guide myself back to the path. I ask often, what would my chosen self do right now? Not to escape the moment, but to elevate it. Sometimes, becoming means walking away from patterns that once protected you. Other times, it means forgiving yourself for not choosing sooner. But always, it means trusting that the path you're building beneath your feet is worthy of the person you're becoming. And here's the most beautiful part. The more I honor the chosen self, the more I live like them, think like them, speak like them, the more I realize they were never a fantasy. They were always here, waiting for me to step forward. So if you're hearing echoes from your parallel lives, if there's a version of you that feels too bold, too far, too different, listen closely. They are not separate from you. They are within you. You don't become them in a day, but you start today, one choice, one breath, one step. And with each one, you're not chasing a dream. You're returning to yourself. Thank you for listening. If this episode stirred something in you, subscribe to Voidlore Nexus and let me know in the comments. Who are you choosing to become? Until next time, keep becoming one choice at a time.